Hi, I will be doing my project on near-death experiences and paranormal features that are often reported in rare cases recorded across the world over many generations. To introduce you to my topic, I would first like to talk about how consciousness is related to this. I would like to bring up first the near-death experiences definition. These are profound events that many report when they come close to dying. Many of these are found during cardiac arrest cases. Also, there are out of body experiences associated with near death experiences, and these are from a visual vantage point, like seen in the picture down below. Also, electrograph EEGs are often a method to record brain activity, and many of them entail that there is no brain activity during these near death experiences. Also, hallucinating is a common misconception about near death experiences, such as that that during this time near-death experiencing people are often told that they are hallucinating, but rather this is false. Mind Beyond Brain by David Presti is a book that I used a lot to define most of my definitions, and he is a teaching professor here at Berkeley and is also close friends with Bruce Greyson, who wrote a chapter in his book. Characteristics and understanding. The first one is thinking, and it is said to change because people feel like they are thinking more faster and more clear. Emotions are often changed by including an overwhelming sense of peace and well-being. There are also paranormal features such as the out-of-body experiences and otherworldly features, encounters such as with your deceased loved ones or religious figures, and in some cases, entities that they experience as a divine or ultimate presence that lures them to a point where they feel like they might not return to earthly life. Hypotheses that are said to explain this are products of our own imagination structured by our cultural expectations. In Bruce Greyson's research, he says that this is not a reason why near-death experiences are caused, because there are cases where children that are too young to understand the association between religious and cultural conditioning have the same reports as seen in adults. Also, lack of oxygen to the brain is not a supported hypothesis because there is actually a recorded amount of higher oxygen in the brain during this phenomenon. Also, drugs was disproven because the more drugs one takes closer to the point of dying, the least likely they are to have a near-death experience. Endorphins and other chemicals is a topic of debate because there is not enough research to prove that such neurotransmitters or other things in the brain entail near-death experiences. The first case that I would like to bring up is of Kimberly Clark Sharp, and she describes that during her heart attack, she saw a blue shoe in the hospital in a specific place. Later, when she woke up, the social worker concluded that she was completely correct and confirmed every detail that she described in her episode. Also, the next phenomenon I would like to bring up is by Pim van Lommel, patient in the Netherlands. He experienced a paranormal encounter with a deceased loved one. His patient was undergoing heart surgery when he claims to encounter a man he did not recognize, but who looked on him very lovingly. When he was recovering, he described this man to his parents, but his parents quickly did not acknowledge him and told him that it was just in his dream. Years later, on his deathbed, his mother shared to her son that that man was actually his biological father, but was killed off by the Nazis and was never seen again. There is many controversies in this field of science because a lot of people do not associate spirituality with science and are rather seen as two separate things and cannot bridge them together. Spirituality cannot be measured in a formal lab, but that is where one can do further research and different non-traditional ways that can shed light to many unanswered questions today. Also, many of you may ask, why should you care? But it is important to note that after many centuries, these experiences have been recorded among many different cultures, such as Middle Eastern, East Asian, and Native American. And many of these recordings are often comparable to those that we see today. Also, it is unexplainable because these phenomenons happen at such rare points in one's life that they cannot be explained. Also, I pose the question, is death final? This question is open to many interpretations and answers. There can be further research done in the physiology of dying, such as neurophysiology, what chemicals are causing this, and the knowledge and clergy that we see in society. My resources include David Presti's book, the 2 journals that I reference among the case studies, and also the characteristics that make near-death experiences and how we perceive them in different contexts. Also, I would like to include Bruce Grayson, who has done a lot of research at the School of Medicine in Virginia.